everybody knows about saving money. We all know about that. But very few people have a plan for spending money. So every 5 years, I like to treat myself to a really nice item, whether if it's a luxury item or whatever. But I make sure I build it into my budget so I can do that. So my last item was wheels for my truck. The truck, the wheels that came on my truck was like old. They were just ugly grandpa wheels. I didn't like them at all. And every time I walk up in my truck, I look at these wheels and I'm like, no, I can't live with this. They gotta go. They gotta go. So I decided, yes, I'm gonna go ahead and buy me some wheels. And the wheels that I chose were they're chrome wheels. They look like wagon wheels. So they were titillating to say the least because I love them. I could have let my money stay in the bank and eventually it would have built up interest, but what I get out of it is the joy that I receive from that. So, but when we see people who can clearly afford something that they deny themselves of, well, ask, well, why are they doing this? Why don't they spend the money on things that they can afford? So, my miser number one is a lady. She was a friend of our family, and during the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, this lady amassed almost $100,000. And knowing what money is now and then, that's almost impossible to do. That's very, very hard to do. So that means she was really, really saving. She was a hoarder, and I was a kid at the time. I didn't know what a hoarder was, but I mean, her house was like, it was just cluttered. It was a complete mess. And she would give us candy, but when she gave it to us, we couldn't eat it because ant would be all over it. And the nuts she gave us were like pliable. It Not everything had to go in the trash. So sadly enough, one morning my mom got a call, and she had passed away on her living room floor amid the junk. And what she had was asthma, something very treatable, but she refused to spend a penny to save herself. My miser number two was another friend of the family. Well, actually, my cousin's grandma. She lived in the country. She had a nice house out there, and the house was like literally in the midst of a pecan grove. So I was about 6 years old, and as children do, I picked up some nuts on the ground. And she saw me, and she said, "Come here, David. Come here a minute." I'm like, so I walked over to her, and she reaches down, and she takes the pecans out of my hand. I'm a 6-year-old child, so what can you say? So anyway, um, I also have what I call anti-misers. These are people who share what they have. It doesn't matter how great, how small. My first anti-miser, she has a beautiful backyard. Her backyard, it's just a regular square backyard. She put a swimming pool in that's angled from the side. She has lush green plants. She has beautiful flowers. It's a paradise. And all of her friends, her circle of friends, have a combination, a key, a combination, and they can go back there anytime you want to. This lady, when you see her, she radiates light and energy, and she just picks your spirit up. She's a very giving, open person. My other anti-miser is a lady I used to work with, and her husband had bought her a car, and we bought her a little ugly little box, little car. They could afford any car they wanted, but that's what he chose for her. She hated it, but she accepted it because of him. So he died, and within days of his death, she went out. She was in her 60s, a grandma. She bought her a sports car with a stick shift. And so her motto was to enjoy life. And when I left the company and we talked, the last thing she told me, she said, "David, enjoy life." And that's what we have money to make ourselves comfortable and our loved ones comfortable. And money, into itself is money is a means to an end. It's not the end itself. And we should, it's up to us. The choice is ours. So we can either be dead on the floor amidst junk and have somebody else just raise through our whatever we have, the money that we have, or we can make the choice to share and live life and enjoy and receive the gratitude from people while we're alive to see it happen. So I say enjoy your money, enjoy your life. Thank you.